Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a constantly evolving game. We began with cracking packs and building with what we had, though in recent years, singles have become significantly more accessible and changed the way we build decks. However, Mario and I, we are going back to the basics. Each week, 1v1 sealed only. We are allotting ourselves $60 Canadian each episode, and singles are forbidden. The goal is to be the first to win 25 matches, and whoever does so will receive a full case from their opponent. $1,000 of product is on the line. You're watching Sealed Only 1v1. Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new episode of Sealed Only 1v1 episode 5. And last week, again, despite having the Infinity, we weren't able to take it. We have this incredible card that we can't consistently summon, and that's an issue. We've played 6 games with it, we've made it twice, and while I do believe we've won both of those games, it's not consistent enough to rely on. So what we need to do is spend the entirety of our budget on cards which will enable Infinity, specifically Galaxy Soldier. We can search it off Repair Plant. It comes in Duel Power. We did open that last week, and despite opening, like, arguably the best box of all time, we didn't get the card we actually needed. So this week we are diving back in. I did get a different product as well, and I think between the two we have a pretty good chance of actually pulling one. I did go ahead and look at ratios beforehand and kind of what other people are pulling, but with that, let's jump into it and have some fun. So here we have our second Duel Power in the series, and last time it was great. We pulled fantastic cards. However, admittedly, I would have traded all of them for a singular Galaxy Soldier. Again, I think it's that important. So our first card, of course, is a Floodgate, and then we have a Cyber Dragon Natcher. Happy to have a second that will go in the deck, though admittedly it won't be great for a little while, and it did just get another reprint, so it's an okay pull. From there, we have a couple more Necros, and, you know, I think we're, at this point, up to 10, maybe 15, so maybe there's a sealed-only Necros in our future. We also have a Star Seraph Scepter, and absolutely nothing in that pack. That was a little rough. So, jumping into pack number 3 here, we are starting off with an Ancient Gear. Did consider doing sealed only Ancient Gears. We have an El Shaddoll Construct, don't forget the L, and a Stardust Wish. Also, we have a Winged Dragon Immortal Phoenix, so pretty cool, little anime. Link Karibo might have some interesting niche applications in our deck. We could summon a Nasher, send it to the graveyard, then we have a live Repair Plant, we have a Predaplant, and our very first Galaxy Soldier. We were able to pull it, and that is exactly 100% what I wanted. I think this is actually the first week where we pulled exactly what I wanted, and I'm very, very happy at this point. However, we're not done yet. We do still have some packs left on the table, and you know what? Maybe we'll pull a second. Last week, we got 2 Ash, we got 2 Imperm, so there's a chance. We have a Soul, Steven Trifanowski, of course. We have a Dark Magical Circle, and a Ghost Creeper. Not a bad hand trap, but after that we do have another Predaplant, not the most useful one, and a righty driver. We pulled a lefty driver last week. We have 1 pack left. Let's see what happens. So jumping into it, we have a second Double or Nothing. Would have been nice if it was a second Galaxy Soldier, but we do have another evenly matched. Again, not great right now because he's essentially just playing Omega Turbo, but later down the road, good card to incorporate. With that, we have a Floodgate. We have some pretty good cards for our main deck, 1 for extra, 1 for later on, and now it's time to jump into the rest of our product. I picked up a box of World Superstars. I also watched a lot of the ratios online. I saw a number of people pulling 4 Galaxy Soldiers per box, which is roughly 1 in every 6 packs, and we are opening 6 packs. So let's see if we get lucky. Starting things off, we have another Star Seraph. That is something that is commonly shared between what we are opening, and there isn't admittedly anything in the super rares that we are looking for. However, it's a relatively old set, so I thought I'd show you guys what's inside. with that, on to the next pack, and here we have it, our second Galaxy Soldier out of our second pack. These hands lately, they have been on fire. I think I better start challenging some other YouTubers to maybe some pack battles while this luck persists, because this week we pulled for the very first time exactly what we wanted. However, we have more packs. Might as well keep going, might as well continue having some fun here. If we pull the third Galaxy Soldier, I might play it. Not commonly do people play 3 Galaxy Soldiers in sealed, or rather in Cyber Dragons, but because it is sealed only, it's something I would consider. We are still playing a lot of just not good cards, right? Like, we still have Solar Windjammers, we still have Dry, we have a not... What is this artwork? We have a lot of just cards that aren't conventionally in the deck, so I think I would use a third Galaxy Soldier, but oh man, here we go. Cover card, most valuable card in the set, in my hands right now. And I'm kind of in disbelief at this point at how well we pulled this week and last week. Definitely makes up for week 3, where we pulled literally nothing out of our packs. And with that, you know, the Blue Eyes, it's not a card we can play. It does explicitly state that the card cannot be used in a duel, but it's pretty cool. Here, final pack, we have a Gaga Sister as our last secret, and a Heroic Challenger, another cover card. But there we go. The card we actually really wanted and the most valuable card in the set. Absolutely wild opening. So there we have it. I continue to open the very best packs of all time. And we did get both Galaxy Soldiers. So admittedly, they are not matching rarities, and I do think that will hurt me forever, but I am very happy we have them. I think that this will make Infinity significantly more accessible. We can search them for Pear Plant. We can search for Pear Plant, of course, so realistically, we're playing a myriad of these. With that, I think this is actually the very first week where we actually pulled what we wanted to. Week 1 was fine. Week 2, we pulled good cards, but not what we actually needed. Week 3, we pulled absolutely nothing out of our sealed product. Week 4, we had arguably the best Duel Power box of all time, but again, didn't get the card we needed. And here we are, week 5, actually pulling what we wanted, what we needed, and it feels so good. Very happy. And with that, let's jump into the deck edit. So we're going to start by grabbing some previously opened cards in the form of hand traps. We're also going to dig back into our original Cyber Dragon deck for a second Solar Windjammer. Not a fantastic card, but we are doubling down on making Infinity. I do want to have it on board every game this match, and also I'm going to switch my sleeves. I received a number of comments in the last episode noting that it was getting a little confusing with both Mario and I using white sleeves, so I thought we'd switch it up. Also want to mention that the 2 new hand traps, the Effect Veiler and the Ghost Ogre, are both lights, so we can discard them with Galaxy Soldier, making them actually really useful. So with that, we have quite a few new playables for our deck, which is a very good thing because we still have a lot of cards we need to cut. I'm starting with the Light Hexode Fusions. The limiter removal is a second Overload because, quite honestly, they all were pretty bricky previously, and we still have cards that we do need to take out. You can still see that Cyber Altanin, you can see the Light Hex eventually replace the Solar Windjammers, the Dries. There's a lot to move, but so far, so good. It's looking better, and with that, let's throw it on over to Mario.
Alright guys, we're 3-1. We're doing really good. And we have $70 to spend to hopefully fix up our main deck. We want to take out some of the more brickier cards in the deck and put in some extenders that allow us to break boards, break Infinity, and hopefully go 4-1. This Synchron Extreme Structure deck has a lot of goodies. It has some extra deck stuff we can use. It has a band card, that's always fun. Another extra deck card maybe we can use. And then we're going through, nothing super noticeable to start. However, we get to a fun option called Quillbolt Hedgehog. This summons from the graveyard if you have a tuner, it might go in. Besides that, we have another band card. We have a hand trap. We have nothing, but then we have the 3 main cards for the purchase. Plague Spreader, White Dragon, Black Dragon. great cards in the Chaos Lightsworns. And then just some spells and traps, nothing crazy. So, our $15 to start went towards these two extenders, Plague Spreader Zombie, and a few extra deck cards. These are going to help us build some really cool boards, and hopefully it's enough to get past boards with Infinity. That's what we're trying to do. So I'm really happy we finally have these two cards, and these two dragons will segue us into Toon Chaos. We have $55 to spend, and we are going to pull Chaos Space this week. We have to. We need to search these bad boys. We're going to pull it this time. I hope we pull it this time. Oh man, we better pull it this time. Starting things off with Vapor, Toon World, Light Pulsar Dragon, Chaos Emperor Dragon, that BLS, Gearbreed, and Toon Harpy Lady. Not the greatest start. We now pulled our third driver to go with our 1 Gamma, the Dream Ratio. Let me tell you. We have Curse of Dragonfire, Envoy of Chaos, another Light Pulsar, Dwarf Star Dragon, Blood Dragon in the Swamp, and an Ultra Rare. Not the Ultra Rare we're looking for. I think the worst Ultra Rare in the set, but an Ultra Rare. Great. 3 driver. Yeah. We're doing good. Third pack, got Diane, Supervise, another driver, 4 now. Gamma, okay, great. Another Light Pulsar, another BLS, and a Frightfur Meister. Ew. Got Desires, cool. BLS, Gemini something, another Envoy of Chaos, Starlight Road, Chaos Emperor Dragon. That's a good card. Chaos Valkyria. Great, super, that's going in the deck. Third Gamma, okay. And Toon BLS, another Ultra Rare. So, this Chaos Valkyria, this really cool card, is one of the cards we were looking for. Sorta, because it ain't Chaos Space. Can we just get Chaos Space? For our next pack, start with Diane, Code Generator, Chaos Sorcerer, a BLS, a Keeper of Dragon Magic, Curse of Dragonfire, another Curse of Dragonfire, BLS, a Driver, a Chaos Emperor Dragon, a Stardust Dragon, another BLS, and Toon Terror. I'm on my last pack right now. No Chaos Spaces. We're on week 5. Open Toon Chaos almost every week. There's been no Chaos Space. Like, where are the Chaos Spaces? There better be a Chaos Space in this pack. This is ridiculous. All these cards. No Chaos Space. Ah. Blast. Stardust. Proglio. Vapor. Goka. And... No! 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 No. No. So today we'll be taking out 8 cards from our main deck. We're taking out 2 Honest because Honest can be negated by Infinity, and I need something that can interact with Infinity, and Gamma can do that. We are dropping 3 Lightsworns because we want to throw in our 3 extenders of Black Dragon, White Dragon, and Chaos Valkyria. Right now I need cards that can special summon themselves, instead of cards that just sit in the graveyard and wait for Judgment Dragon. Second Minerva is being replaced with a Plague Spreader Zombie. That way we have more flexibility with our Haki Fibrax plays. Alright, so we made 3 extra deck changes. We took out Xenophon and Nightmare Griffin because while they do have synergies in our deck, they are technically floodgates, and I'm too good for that. And we're dropping the Evil Twin because it's actually useless. So we're throwing in Junk Warrior, XL Synchron, and Stardust Warrior. XL Synchron can be summoned off of Hulk during the opponent's turn, and then I can do a Synchro Summon during his turn. Junk Warrior is just a level 5 Synchro, and it helps complement the final card, Stardust Warrior, and it can negate special summons, which is really cool. So despite not getting the chaos spaces that we were looking for, we got literally everything else that I had my eye on. So I think this deck is good. I think we can break some boards. I think we can build some good boards. And this should give us our 4th win. Got nothing else to say? Let's win.
Mario on the dice roll, and let me go first, which is going to get a lot more dangerous for him now that I do have the soldiers. I began by special summoning a Solar Wind Jammer and normal summon the Cyber Dragon core so that I could search a rev system. It will allow me to special summon a Cyber Dragon from my hand and allow us to overlay into a Nova, then an Infinity. It's a great start. We didn't need the soldier, and we do have 3 interactions between the Infinity, Set Overflow, and Veiler in hand. Mario opens fairly well and begins with a charge, milling a Lost Wind, which he can get back later, and a driver, which is good because it means he won't be drawing it. From there, he searches a Raiden and activates a second charge, this time hitting a Wolf and grabbing a Lumina. Then he commits his normal summon to said Lumina and discards a Minerva, at which point I do chain the Veiler.
Minerva mills me 1, and then I link my monsters into Protector Whelp. This puts 5 lights in my graveyard, so I summon Diabolos, and I try to attack Infinity with it, but he responds with Overflow, banishing his core to destroy Diabolos, and I pass. He draws, Infinity steals the Whelp, and swings for 2900, then passes. On my turn, I summon Judgment Dragon, normal summon Raiden, I swing over Infinity for 100, and swing with Raiden for 1700. Main phase 2, I mill 2, I mill 4 with JD, summon a Wolf, and mill 2 with Raiden. On his turn, he sets 1 and passes. On my turn, Raiden mills 2, and I get a Trick Clown, paying 1000 to summon it. I swing for 1700 with Raiden, swing 21 with Wolf, and try to swing for game with JD, but Overflow stops it. While I could just make Omega and rip the last card in his hand and pass, I felt like doing a lot more just because I could. So I normal summon Plague, link into Almirage. Almirage, Raiden, and Trick Clown make Selene with 5 spell counters. I remove 3 to summon Lumina. Lumina discards to summon Raiden. I use Zephyros to bounce Lumina back at the cost of 400 life points. Then I Synchro summon Omega, ripping the last card in his hand, and ending my turn.
Now, the Omega was actually a really big deal. We could have used the Jammer and the Dry to make another rank 5. However, regardless, I end up misplaying. You see, Mega Fleet is relatively new to the extra deck, and what I could have done is summoned the Dry, swung over the Zephyros, made the Mega Fleet. I completely forget, so, I swing over that. Omega returns on his turn, he summons the Lumina, he brings back a Raiden, and from there he just swings for game. So, regardless, the Mega Fleet wouldn't have changed the outcome, but definitely something to remember for the future, and Mario's combos are already pretty wild. Game 2, I force Mario to go first, and he doesn't seem to have a lot of options, so he normal summons a Lumina, sets a face down, and mills 3, of course, hitting a Wolf and walling up. I look at what I can only describe as an incredible sealed-only hand. I have the Soldier, I have Extenders, and I decided to make a big push because I would still be able to make Infinity regardless of what a single face-down interruption does. So I start by special summoning my Cyber Dragon, and then I discard the other dragon to summon a Galaxy Soldier from hand, which searches me a second copy from deck. From there, I Exceed Summon into Cyber Dragon Nova and use its effect to detach and bring back the additional body for some big damage. Next, I overlay into Infinity as I do want to get that negate up as soon as possible, turning off the threat of cards like that of Dynamiscus and Imperm. From there, I discard my Natcher to special summon a second Galaxy Soldier from hand and overlay into a second Nova. From there, I use its Not, hard once per turn effect to detach and special summon a second Cyber Dragon from grave. Now, while our board is looking quite good, we're not done yet. I use the Rev system to special summon yet another Cyber Dragon and use Infinity's effect to steal Mario's Wolf. From there, I enter the battle phase and swing over the Lumina for a very clean 8,000 damage, taking the second game of the match. And I have to say, it feels so good to OTK without Cyber Twin. Mario opens a fairly decent hand and makes me go first. I yet again look at a handful of quality extenders and see a couple of lines into Infinity, though I go for the most straightforward as it leaves Nashter in my hand for a backup. I begin by special summoning Solar Windjammer and normal summon Cyber Dragon Dry. When I attempt to use its effect, Mario reveals the Gamma and stops my first attempt at Infinity, but from there I do fire off the emergency to grab a Cyber Dragon from deck, a necessary discard for Nashter, and then I followed up with Nashter's effect to reveal itself, discard the Cyber Dragon, and special the dragon back, giving us 2 level 5s and access to a Nova. So I overlay into said Nova, and with Dry Engrave, I detach Cyber Dragon to special summon itself back. The next play was to overlay into Infinity and set the overflow for a couple of potential pops, though I have to say it would have been great if we had pulled Seeger week 1, giving the Infinity some battle protection would have been really nice. Mario starts with a pretty decent hand and draws into a Raiden, which makes it a lot safer. He begins by activating a recharge and discards the Raiden for cost. I, however, chain the Infinity, knowing that I do have the overflow to pop any problematic monsters. Next, he fires off a charge of the Light Brigade and mills a Necro Gardener, Zephyros, and Wolf. Next, Mario grabs a Lumina so he can get aggressive and special back the Wolf. Mario then normals said Lumina, and I admittedly preemptively used the overflow to pop Lumina, thinking it would simply end his turn. Mario, however, followed that up by special summoning the new Black Dragon by banishing a light, and then returned it to hand and specialed the Zephyros he previously milled at the cost of 400 life points. Next, he special summoned the White Dragon from hand by banishing the Dark and linked the 3 monsters into a Unicorn, which was free to bounce my Infinity back to the extra deck. Mario swung over the Cyber Dragon for 100 damage and unfortunately didn't have a way to out my last monster, fully aware that Unicorn would soon become food for a Mega Fleet. I draw into Rev System and check my options. I begin by contact fusing into Mega Fleet, and then I use Rev System on Nashter, which brings back Cyber Dragon. In retrospect, I should have brought back the Nova and then overlaid into the Infinity, but I thought in my head, you know, I'd already used the Infinity, but he spun it back to the extra deck. So that was a misplay, though things are still looking good, and I do swing in for some big damage. Mario top decks into a charge, fires it off, milling nothing of value. From there, he doesn't have a truly great option, so he searches out a Raiden, as it will give him additional opportunity to mill other useful resources. Raiden is then summoned, its effect is activated, and he doesn't mill a Necro, Wolf, or most importantly, Trick Clown. From there, he moves to the end phase, and yet again, mills astonishingly nothing. From there, I draw, activate Overload to special summon a Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon from our extra deck and send 2 Light Machines from deck to grave to grant it 2 extra attacks. Next, we enter battle and we start swinging, taking the very last game of the match. And oh man, that was a lot harder than I wanted it to be, especially after we interjected the Galaxy Soldiers. So there we have it. We were able to take the final game, and man was it close, especially after that misplay. We would have been able to negate the charge, but you know, I didn't bring back the Nova, so I couldn't overlay into Infinity, and at that point it was a real toss-up. So really fun match, especially at the end there. And I would also like to note that first game where Mario is fully comboing, that is going to be an issue. I didn't expect either of our decks to be where they're at this point, and I think it's making it really interesting, but it also makes me realize that just because we can now make Infinity every game, it doesn't mean we're just gonna take the most. So it's a lot of fun, and I do know what I want to do for next week. I do think we need to start working on our advantage. I am going to post a little teaser up over on Twitter, so if you guys want to follow me up there, go ahead and do so. But also, as per usual, make sure you check out Mario's channel. He does upload bonus videos to these where he walks you through his thought process, more in-depth guides through his deck building, and kind of some of his perspective into the actual gameplay. Really enjoyable. You guys did get him to over 5,000 subscribers last week, and that was really awesome. So thank you to everybody in the community for just doing what you do and making all of that happen. As per usual, if you wouldn't mind, share the video with a friend, maybe up on Facebook in a group. All of that, it helps immensely. And as per usual, I would like to talk about another sealed only content creator. So today we're talking about the Omega Condor. They are also doing sealed only work. They are playing like Mario and I 1v1, and they actually started this far before Mario and I started our series. They are doing rockets versus dinosaurs, and I think that they're definitely worth checking out, especially if over the last year and a half you also grew to have an affinity for the 2 decks that they're playing. So if you're interested in watching some IRL Yu-Gi-Oh, watching doing some deck building, go ahead and check that out. Their link will, of course, be in the description. And again, there we have it. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of this great community. And we will see you next week with a brand new episode of Sealed Only 1v1. At that point, episode 6. See you soon. And of course, peace and love.